Everybody on YouTube doing? I hope you're doing well. We're coming up to a morning segment here at the Gold Gym. I'm going to cover a few things. It's going to be more of a tutorial. Most of you already know what it could be about. But I'm going to re-explain it in an easier term because someone's going to be handling a GoPro Hero 9 camera up in the Philippines, and that person needs to learn how to properly use it under the circumstances of water being around us. As I would explain after these messages. Good morning. As we all know, for all of you or most of you who have handled action cameras, you all have heard of the GoPro Hero series of cameras. And the ones that I've normally had experience to use has been from the GoPro Hero 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The GoPro Hero 11 will probably be out pretty soon. They haven't said when, but anyways, as you well know, the GoPro Hero series, they're all made to be waterproof. Just the shell by itself is made to be waterproof. Now, if you value your camera the way I value mine, I would prefer to put it into a dive case if I'm going to get it near the water. Now, and I'm talking about near the water, I'm talking about salt water. Fresh water, like the jacuzzi where I'm at right now, you can dip the Hero 9 or the Hero 10 underwater and take video underwater or pictures. But say for example, let's pretend that this water, this jacuzzi is actually salt water. You don't want to dip that camera, even though it's waterproof. You don't want to dip that camera underwater and keep it underwater for a long time. The moment you stop using it, you get a bucket of water, fresh water, not salt water, fresh water. You fill it up and you throw that camera in there. So it soaks, take all that salt off, because believe it or not, salt water will eat your camera up. And you're talking about a $500 plus accessory, $600, $700 camera. It will eat your camera up in a matter of weeks. Your camera will no longer be good. So you need to take care of that camera. It's an action camera. It can last you for many years as long as you take care of it properly. As I said, without the dive case, if you dip it into salt water, you're welcome to use it. So as long as the door is secured and fastened, you can use it underwater, take pictures, take video. But the moment you're done with it, you dip that camera inside a pail of fresh water and leave it in there. Let it soak in there. Let's get the salt out of it, all the salt out of that camera. Once you take it out, then you slowly dry it up with a rag. Make sure that rag is dry and it doesn't have moisture. And pretty much just bundle it up in that rag and keep it like a cocoon. Now, the same thing could happen on this GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 10. The Hero 9 and the Hero 10 case is exactly the same. So, for example, if I want to put this thing underwater, just pretend that this jacuzzi is salt water. You can put it underwater, as you can see here. Nothing will happen to it because it's protected by the dive case. As long as the dive case is installed correctly, you won't have water going inside the camera. Especially if it's salt water. Salt water, you can be underwater a lot longer. Because believe it or not, salt water will eat your camera up. But if it's inside its case, it's protected, chilled, it'll work fine. In this particular case, even after you had it in salt water, let's pretend that this is the jacuzzi salt water. You had it underwater, you take it out, you still put it inside that bucket of fresh water. So you can get all the salt residue out of the dive case, and then dry the dive case thoroughly, And once you dry it, you make sure you're away from the water. Take the camera back home. If it's wrapped in a towel, get home and then unwrap the camera. Take it out of its enclosure. Take it out of the enclosure, and you'll be able to thoroughly dry the camera. Um, remove the door and make sure there's no droplets that are left over, and you secure and dry that camera. Never get that camera open by its door if you're near the water. Don't ever do that. You'll ruin your camera. And this is a quick review of what I'm telling you about. This is the GoPro Hero 10. It's good underwater, but with the dive kit, it's even better. Now, mind you, this camera's heavy, and it will sink. So if you let go of this camera, it will sink to the bottom of the ocean. So unless you don't have scuba diving equipment, you're gonna lose this camera in the bottom of the ocean. So you make sure you have some type of floating device connected to this camera, so in case you let go of it, it will not sink to the bottom. That is my advice to you, since this would be considered a gift to my girlfriend, not the 10, but the 9. Um, but we will see how you handle that camera. In a few days, when go and meet you, we'll see how you can handle that camera. For now, I'm gonna get up to the jacuzzi because I'm real tired. I just got off of work and I'm really sleepy, but I wanted to make sure that I made this video so you can be aware that this case is gonna be in the Hero 9, not in the 10. The 10 is still mine. This will stay on the Hero 9 if you go to the salt water. If you go to the ocean, make sure this case is on there and it's secure. Other than that, if you go to freshwater, it would be an extra security where you can take this camera underwater and it'll work in freshwater also. Um, but the majority of the time, if you're near the water, make sure the case is on it. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll be getting out of here. I want to go home and go to sleep.